Ray Kelly should be joining us tonight too.
Okay.
Give an update on the DeMarco's going to go wireless on us tonight.
He is. Hey, Ron, are you live yet?
Yes. Well, I'm trying to get muted up here.
Oh, we are live, so we shouldn't say anything about DeMarco's personal problem.
Oh.
Well, at least not until later in the show.
How's your rash, though, Marcus? How about that?
Yeah.
No, not that.
Oh. Hey, we are live. What do you know?
Yeah, well, we still got it. I'm still not live on the second screen.
Yeah, it's live on the second screen, Ron.
I think it's coming.
You got a slow internet, buddy. Hey, folks, I know we've been live for a minute, but we're not live until Ron says we're live. I'm just telling you.
I've got a bunch of commercials. Wait a minute. Skimp over here. Okay, hey, I got us. We're live now. Is everybody ready now?
Yep.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, and welcome into DroneNation for February 3rd, 2025. We're going to call this the Groundhog's Day special, even though Groundhog Day was yesterday. And speaking of, I won't say groundhogs here, but here all the way from sunny Florida is Captain Ray Kelly.
Hey, Captain Ray.
Marcus.
Captain Ray.
Lauren.
Hey,
Ray.
Ray's just back from a Caribbean cruise.
Yeah, I had a good time. We had a good time, but then we got sick when we got back.
Oh no!
Oh really?
Was it good weather down there on the islands?
Yeah, we had a good time. All 7 days. We were lucky. Couple of days was cloudy, but we had a great time on the cruise. Really.
Probably a little bit better weather than what Lauren's got. You said negative 25 Celsius?
Yep, which is minus 13 Fahrenheit.
Oh my God. No, Lauren, you can have it. You can have
it. So, hey, listen, I got a couple of quick announcements at the top of the show here. First of all, before I say anything, I just want to send I know it wasn't drones involved this time, but I want to send thoughts and prayers out for all the family members and people who lost loved ones on those 2 airport crashes last week. A terrible one in D.C. over the Potomac where a commercial aircraft hit a military helicopter. And then even more locally to Philadelphia, we had a small commercial plane go down in a neighborhood. So again, my heart goes out to everybody that lost somebody in those crashes.
God bless them.
Yeah, absolutely. That's sad news.
Yep. On the better news, though, we have the DroneNation birthday of the week this week, and we got 2 eligible birthdays this week. We have Gary Foster, who had a birthday yesterday, and I think Scott France, I think his is today. Yeah. So
tomorrow.
Jump the gun, huh? So happy birthday. Both good members of the community. I know they both have attended the South Florida drone meetup or whatever before. Well, Scott's a regular. Scott has been to every one, Ray?
Yeah.
Other than the first one. He missed the first one, but he's been back ever since.
Yeah. I know Gary's been to 2, for sure.
Gary's been to a couple, yeah. You should make a T-shirt up just for the people who made all 5. Actually, you should make a T-shirt for the people who made the first one. That's the rare one, right?
I know. But we're looking good. We are. We got 133 people that say they're coming.
Wow. We're gonna do a whole segment here on. You're gonna give us a preview here, so we'll get to that in a few minutes here. But here's one of the big things we have to get to tonight is everybody knows next Sunday is Super Bowl Sunday, one of the biggest.
I didn't know that
in the U.S. Well, good. We got an expert in the panel tonight. DeMarco, his fearless Super Bowl. I don't know my Roman numerals anymore. What's LIX?
Marcus?
Licks. Yeah.
Who's our Latin guy? Anyhow, it's a whole bunch of Super Bowls forecast. We have the Kansas City Chiefs with a record of 15-2 versus the Philadelphia Eagles with a record of 14-3. Now the Chiefs are giving 1.5 points. Now that's one of the lowest spreads I've ever seen. 1.5.
Hopefully everybody's power stays on through the Super Bowl because
Well, we're not going to turn it off since they held off on the sanctions.
Yeah. And now also you have to factor in the officials in this game because Kansas City's been the benefit of a lot of we'll say good calls for most of the season. So I'm going to throw it over to DeMarco. He's been analyzing this thing kind of all week, working up the numbers and the charts and so on.
I'm dying to hear who he's gonna pick. I'm dying.
No, Ron. Sorry, buddy. No, listen. I am rooting for Ron's hometown Eagles.
There
to
you
bring
go.
home the championship. Yes.
Go
yes,
Eagles.
I am you're right. I'm tired of seeing the Chiefs. Well, nothing's wrong with that though, but it's time for somebody new to step in though. So come on, Eagles.
Go green.
I can officially say I don't care.
Well, obviously Marcus didn't have his $5 bet down at Vegas on the game.
That's right. If I had money on it, it'd be way different. That's for sure. I agree.
Yes.
So,
I haven't cared about the Super Bowl since it was '85. We are the Bears, shuffling, shuffling around, doing it for you. We're so bad.
Well,
Come
the
on,
Bears,
Ray, get it.
the Bears could be in next year. They got a new coach.
Hope so.
So, okay.
Lauren, do you know that song, Lauren?
Not a clue.
Oh,
Do
no.
you think we can play it on here without getting taken down?
No.
No. Unless we had Jim McMahon then come on and sing it live.
Who is Jim McMahon?
Oh,
The Punky QB.
Punky, come on, Marcus.
What kind of drone does he fly?
A very expensive one, probably.
Okay.
Well, poor Jim got hit in the head too much. I know he's real bad off from the concussions. He probably shouldn't be flying a drone. But anyhow,
Anyway.
we got to get onto some drone news here. People are leaving by the second here.
Yeah.
There you go.
Let me get it. I got to get a little graphic up here. Our friend Jasper Ellens over in the Twitters, he put up a little what he called a leaked photo of possibly the DJI Air 4. I know a lot of people in the comments said the Air 4, the Air 3S just came out. Of course, now this is all speculation. So on is who knows what it really is, but it resembles kind of a looks like an Air Series drone here. Let me see.
Here we go again.
There you go. So can I play that thing? Hold on.
I don't think it's
But
clickable.
I made it big at least. So he's saying by the size of it, it resembles more of an Air 4 size drone than anything else, even though like most of these things are all crashed up. Marcus,
Well, that's an Air 3. I just hold it up for reference.
yeah. What do you think? You think this could possibly be a prototype for an Air 4?
Who the heck knows?
Hold it up again, Marcus. I'm sorry. Hold it up again. Yours.
This is an Air 3.
Now look how they put the sensors on the top of the Air 4 this
This is
time.
different, yeah.
Those two sensors facing straight up.
Yeah.
It's different. Yeah, could be.
Lauren, you know, any comment here? Mum's the word. DeMarco?
Mr. Gray said it's for the for the 4 Pro. He's saying so.
Well, this could be the 4 Pro. Okay.
The Air 4 Pro.
No, I don't know.
Mavic 4 Pro.
Anything.
You don't see that big ball of a gimbal though that you see on the Mavic 4 that we've seen so far. So, but for all we know, there's not even a gimbal on this.
It's in there, yeah. It's
It
gone.
could have got knocked off in a crash.
The
Yeah.
gimbal is broken off.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah. Ray, what do you think? Is this possibly an Air 4?
No.
Well, I mean, anything's possible, but this is how the leaks start. One picture here and then another photo there. But I really think the Mavic 4 will be out very, very shortly. What do you think, Lauren?
Yes, I believe you're correct.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we got another little maybe leak here. Let me get rid of this guy here. And
We should mention, in the immortal words of TechSarch Drone Guy, when that Mavic 4 does come out, at least for us in the U.S., you should consider purchasing it because it may be the last high-end DJI drone you can buy in the U.S.
Well, how about the DJI Osmo Action 6? Maybe the last high-end action camera you could buy in the U.S. Now, same thing with the, as we said, in the Air 3S. A lot of people say, I just got my Action 5 Pro, and now there's a picture of a 6 in a box.
Actually, that's one thing that's I'm curious about because, like, will things like the action cameras be kind of blocked as well, or just drones?
Yeah, I wonder the same thing, Lauren. I've been thinking the same thing. What about a gimbal or something like that?
Yeah.
Let me help you out with that, Lauren. We, of course, when we've ordered DJI drones, the last couple ones, like we'll say the little Neo, it took them for a month to get here. But when I ordered the Action 5 Pro around the same time as the Neo, the Action 5 Pro showed up the next day. It didn't get held up at all in shipping like the Neo did.
Really all depends where it comes from, right? Because like you guys probably be getting a lot of your drones from Canada now.
Oh,
I know I will. Well, no, from the Canadian distributor, because like we about a month and a half, 2 months ago, they changed distributor, and there was rumors that they might be looking after all of North America.
Wow.
So,
Oh, okay.
Oh man, there'll be a big tariff on it now. Damn it!
We're gonna talk about tariffs in a second here. Now this, do you see Action 6, not Action 6 Pro? Do you think this Action 6 will be a downgrade from the 5 Pro? You know, since this one doesn't have the Pro moniker, that this could possibly not be as good as what we're seeing on the 5 Pro.
You know, Ron, I'm no clue. I was going to say I'm clueless, but you guys all know that already. However, it is really odd that they would come out with something so soon. And if they were going to call it, if it was a downgraded version, Ron, why wouldn't they just call it an Action 5 instead of an Action 5 Pro?
Good point.
That next number up leads you to believe that it's going to be an improvement. But boy, oh boy, Ron, like you and I have had many conversations about what are they going to improve? I mean, man.
Yeah, I mean, everybody always wants the bigger sensor, but we know that on an action camera, that smaller sensor is actually good for like higher frame rates and the type of video that you know that requires, you know, a lot of action involved.
I want to answer my cousin Dre here. So, Dre, you make a really good point, but I'll tell you why. I'm an enthusiast. I'm a drone enthusiast, and I get off on the latest and greatest tech, and that's why. So, I mean, you make a good point. I understand often we'll upgrade, and it'll be something that we don't, you know, do we really need it? Heck, I could still be flying the Mavic Air 2 and be happy as a clam. However, it is fun to get the new tech. And you know, even if it's just a subtle upgrade, it's fun, and that's why.
Yeah, and you know, just to expand on that a little bit, you know, I used to be more enthused, but the upgrades seem to be more and more incremental with every generation now. So I'm kind of losing enthusiasm, kind of, because again, it's such incremental upgrades and kind of across the line on all DJI products.
Is that why you didn't buy the Flip, Ron?
Well, that's the first generation, so that wasn't, you know, maybe I'll buy the Flip 5 or 6. Maybe they'll be, you know, everything I want by then.
well, with each generation, is the cost coming down?
Well, DJI's kept the cost in line.
The cost hasn't gone up substantially. Let's put it that way.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So,
Well, I'm very happy with my GoPro 10.
Yeah, no, Captain Ray, you're just a good description of what Dre is talking about. You don't upgrade until it's something that really excites you, and that's absolutely valid. That is absolutely okay. We all do, you know, whatever we like. Like I said, I'm a tech enthusiast. I love to see the next new gadget and all that, but that's just me.
and I call a little bunk on this thing here, because not that I don't think the Action 6 in production, but it to be in a box and stuff already, I think that's, I don't know, a little too soon to have a box version of it. So,
And you know me, I do a lot with my iPhone,
yeah, Ray's a big phone
I
person.
can't show it now because I'm actually on the show on my iPhone. So
Yeah, he gets a lot of use out of
I'll
his
show
phone.
it for you. I'll show it for you, Captain Ray.
Yeah. Oftentimes it's just as good as a lot of other cameras you have with you. But anyhow, not much.
Well, let me make one more comment in that regard. So to your point, okay, we don't know what this is, Action 6 or whatever. What's it bring to the table? But what we do know is DJI never leaves a niche uncovered. They cover the smallest little niche in drones, and I wonder if it's going to be the same with action cameras. That they'll, they just are coming out with something that they feel will fit somebody's use case.
Yes, but where's the 360 camera?
Oh,
yeah, that's a good point.
And the nano camera that the rumor, Lauren.
yeah, it's a good point.
They have that with the Action too, Ron.
Yes.
Yeah. But I think the new Nano is supposedly more of a rival to your little Insta360 camera, Marcus.
Yeah. Hey, I'm with Eddie here. I was a big GoPro fan, and I still am a fan of some of what they do, but I had so much trouble. I lost so much work with GoPros that now that I'm using DJI Action cameras, I never lose a minute of work. So that's at least me personally.
Marcus, that Action 2, worst mistake I ever did was give it away. I regret it. I regret it now.
Yeah, I still have. You know what? When you Lauren gave me an Action 2 at one point, and it was the one that did not have the front display on it. So I ended up buying another one, and because I often use 2 action cameras. Sometimes I'll need multiple cameras, and Lauren, I kept the one with the front display. I hung on to it, and I just sold my Action 4 when I bought an Action 5, but I'm hanging on to that Action 2 for exactly the reasons that you described.
Yeah.
Hey, Scott Nadeau brings up a good point. The Osmo 7. There's actually been talk of a DJI Osmo 7. That's the phone gimbal.
The mobile gimbal, yeah.
A little bit lately, and of course, there's also DJI's got rumors of a new, real camera gimbal coming out soon too. But the Osmo 7, they did some leaked photos of. They even had a pro version of the Osmo 7. Of course, Insta360 just released their latest phone gimbal too, so it may be kind of a reaction to that.
So I wonder, like Eddie is talking about how he just upgraded. Well, I'm just wondering how many people use the mobile phone gimbals. Like Captain Ray, you use your mobile phone a lot. Yeah. Do you have a gimbal for it, or?
Yeah, I have a gimbal, and I'm very happy with it. It's a selfie stick, as they say. I can send it up 5 feet if I want, and I like it. I enjoy it. I got a remote control on it, but I don't use the remote control. I really don't,
Yeah.
But, I really, really find the iPhone is great for what I do,
I know we're getting a little off subject here, but we're all drone people. Those gimbals, what I find is most useful for is doing hyperlapses with. In other words, you can set it on a tripod. The gimbal will do the motion while your phone is doing a hyperlapse. You can get some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, thinking about it, sure.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, and
then I also have this right here, and I learned this from TJ Alexander, $5 tripod.
Hey, it works. Yeah,
and it extends too. It extends, but only that far.
Yeah. And the electronic image stabilization has gotten so good on the iPhones now. I mean, not as good as the action cameras, but pretty darn good.
Yeah, we got way off of drones there, Ron. I'm sorry, but
we'll get us back on here now. Story number 5 here. This is kind of a big news story. Yeah, Lauren. A man has agreed to plead guilty to flying his drone into a firefighting plane, the Super Scooper in California. And here's just kind of a line here from Drone DJ. It was a reckless decision with serious consequences. Peter Tripp Akemann, a 56-year-old Los Angeles resident, has agreed to plead guilty after his drone crashed into the Super Scooper firefighting aircraft battling the Palisades Fire earlier this month. The Justice Department announced a plea deal today, marking stark warning for drone pilots who ignore the airspace restrictions emergencies. And he agreed to pay, I thought it was in here, but was it like $56,000 in change?
65,000 and 180 days of community service, which he probably got off light. He did not have a Part 107, and I'm willing to bet I would be shocked if that guy knew any drone rules at all. Just like DeMarco, you talk about all the time. A person buys a drone and there's nothing that makes you go out and learn anything. So the guy was parked on top of a parking structure, launched his drone. He was 1.5 miles away from his drone. So
beyond line of visual sight.
Well, not just that, but because even beyond being able to hear an aircraft, and know which direction it's coming from or whatever. I don't know this, but I'm willing to bet that guy didn't have a trust test. He knew nothing about any kind of drone regulations. I'll bet you.
Hey, why would he? Why would he know?
I agree.
My feelings are.
Let me go to our law enforcement expert Ray here and get your thoughts on this.
I mean, I really feel that he should have did some jail time as part of that plea bargain. Really, they're not sending a message, a fine like that. And I think the guy is very well off.
I get the impression too. Exactly.
I read some background on what he did. And,
he offered to pay that money. Like the first thing I saw, he offered to pay the repairs without even knowing how much it was going to be.
But when you got an active scene like that, and obviously, those fires were going on and on and on, and he knew, everybody knew that they were using these super scoopers, and the helicopters.
And helicopters, yeah.
And for somebody, any drone pilot, whether you're a Part 107 or an inexperienced drone pilot, totally wrong. And I personally think he should have been sent to jail.
So, Captain Ray,
I'm not saying, long jail term, but some jail.
30 days or something.
Well, here, Ray and Marcus, I'll say this: if that happened to me, and they said 65 grand or go to jail for 30 days, I'm going to jail. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Well,
$65,000. Listen, if it was $600, I'm mad at that.
Yeah, but that guy probably has, like Captain Ray said, DeMarco. That guy is probably a multi-gajillionaire.
What I'm trying to make is 65 grand for like the rest of us peasants. That's a killer. That's a killer. He was fine, but I think that fine's enough. I mean,
one more point. They said that he turned himself in. And had he not turned himself in, that it would have been a much greater. They probably wouldn't have allowed the settlement that they
surface.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure he had a very good attorney. There's no doubt about it.
And that's the other.
Yeah,
he probably had the attorney before he gave himself up.
You bet. And his attorney told him to turn himself in. Captain Ray, you are spot on.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Lauren, what are your thoughts?
Anybody in our little drone community, if you're flying around in active crime scenes or disaster, active, I'm talking about, it's one thing to go and fly after everything is calmed down and see the aftermath. But an active scene, there's no need of it. It should never be done.
Should never happen. Right.
Yeah.
And by the way, if we're talking about a Mini 3, it does not have ADSB. I see some talk about ADSB. Mini 3 does not have an ADSB receiver.
Let's get Lauren's thoughts on this whole mess here. Lauren.
Oh, I agree with Ray entirely. Like, if it's a hot scene, be cool. It's the best way I can say it. Stay away. Let it calm down. If you want to have your looky-loos, that's fine. But the biggest problem is, like, I've worked emergency response, and I know for a fact that when you get people in there in your way, it's not a pleasant thing. And you know that as well, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And of course, once, like Marcus brought up, once he's out of line of sight or whatever, he doesn't know that aircraft's around.
yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, he's lucky no one was hurt or killed. He would be in jail then, Ray. He
Yeah.
would be in jail.
No doubt about it. He would have did some
He'd be in,
jail time
he'd be
then.
in prison. He'd be in prison.
Yeah. The other thought, though, let me run this by you, is that it was almost the perfect storm, too, because that way that little 250-gram drone, it hit that wing at just the right angle and at the right, if it had been a little bit of a glancing blow, it might have bounced off and nobody would have ever known. So it is interesting that it did penetrate the wing.
I talked to a mutual friend of ours, Marcus, Doug.
Yeah.
Because he makes his living rebuilding aircraft. And he said that the skin on that is only 0.38. So it's not thick.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. And at the closing speeds of the two aircraft, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that story, it came to an end, like it did, in a timely fashion. And, the guy basically confessed everything. So it's not going to be any, any unnecessary drama in a trial or anything. So, maybe it'll be a lesson to, somebody the next time.
This is just a side note, too. This morning we had a smuggling thing go on here in Juno Beach, Ron, just south of the pier, and a sailboat was smuggled in, I think 20 or so illegal. And I know we don't want to talk politics and all of that, but they beached this sailboat and they made a run for it, But I really wanted to go down there, and I stayed away from it because I knew there would be news helicopters flying around. And maybe law enforcement helicopters flying around searching for these guys.
Right.
And I missed the opportunity to get that on drone video.
Yeah, because you have common sense, right? I mean, just like you said about that fire, whether you know any drone rules or not, common sense would tell you to stay out of the airspace.
Yeah. And it's been removed, so I lost out.
Yeah. I mean, we made this remark a couple weeks ago when this happened, And when you have a disaster like the LA wildfires, the biggest, I guess, fires ever, maybe in this country, whatever, there's a lot of bad decisions get made under that type of pressure. And this guy, he made a bad decision that day. But again, a lot of bad decisions were made in those days, weeks of that disaster.
So Billy got a little bit of heat for the aerial video that he got in the Philadelphia tragedy, but he did it after everything was done.
Right.
There was nothing around, and it was clear. But he got some aerial shots.
That crash happened about, they say, 9 p.m.
Right. And by the way,
and he wasn't flying until the next morning. Way afterwards,
and he made zero money off of that. A lot of news organizations used his footage and so forth. He made nothing. He just did it to record it because probably nobody else would, and he was there.
And it was an awesome video, I thought.
Yeah, it was too. Yeah.
What devastation there too? God forbid.
Just man, oh man!
Did you see how deep that crater was where the plane hit?
I know.
And a lot of local news channels had people with, snapping cell phone videos of it. That thing came down, like people said, it came down like a rocket.
Full throttle. Yeah. Full throttle.
So, any more thoughts, or should we move on to the next story?
We could talk about that all night, so we better move on.
Hey, we're moving to. I'm going to get a couple of videos queued up here, but Lauren's been doing some. Been doing some ice racing. We'll call. I had the title as number 7.
That Toyota. He really
the finer points of ice racing, and how to follow them with your drone. And Lauren, I'm going to queue up some of the videos you posted on on Facebook right now.
It's hard for him to drive and go full lock, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, while he's flying the drone and, you know, got
I
his
think
car
we'll
sideways.
try to put them in order, Lauren. I think this is video.
Actually, I was going to say it's probably easier. Yeah, do it on YouTube. Yeah. This is the first one. This was my first time out chasing these guys, and so I talked to a few of the drivers, and I said, "Do you mind if I get in nice and close?" And they said, "Yeah, sure, no problem. Go ahead." And this is at a place that's called Ghost Lake, and it's a reservoir, and every winter they clear off 2 or 3 tracks, and you come and you run what you brung. You know.
Now, how thick is it? How thick is this ice, Lauren? Is it safe to be out there?
On this day, the ice was 18 inches thick.
So that's plenty safe.
Yeah. So plenty safe for that. And with the weather we got now, it's probably over 2 feet thick. So.
Oh wow!
Are you chasing them with the Avata, Lauren?
No, this was Mavic 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
This guy on the ATV is my hero, man. Look at him spin.
Lauren, when you first posted this video, I thought it was Marcus out for a Sunday drive.
And one of these that you'll see, hopefully it's the next one, but
number 2.
That particular day, I was out there with about 3 or 4 guys from our drone group that are FPV flyers, right? So it was funny because, like, quite often I get in 3 or 4 feet away from the cars, right? And it was kind of funny because the one guy, and he is just a really, really awesome FPV flyer, right? And he says to me, he says, "You fly that thing like it's a frickin' FPV." And I said, "Well, aren't you supposed to?"
What monitor or controller were you looking at as you were doing this flight?
The Pro.
Okay, the RC Pro.
Yeah.
Now, is any
straight ahead on there is where a bunch of us were standing, and that's where I was controlling from.
Now, you have any tips or tricks to get this type of footage?
Basically, for me at least, once I get in my groove, then I can I concentrate on the car, and just you got to A, react fast, and B, make sure you're high enough that you if that car suddenly stops or whatever, that you go over top of them, you don't run into them. So this one here is really special because there's one car out here, and it's not a street legal car, but it's call it a cop car, but this thing has got a supercharged motor and everything. There he is. He's the only guy I couldn't keep up with, right? I'm sure glad that the Mavic 4 is faster, so I can keep up to him.
Hey, Marcus, you'd have fun driving the Orange Crush up there.
I'd do that. I'm not kidding. I would do that. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. This guy here, he puts out about 1,200 horsepower.
Wow.
And like when he showed up, he had the tires all bolted. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, but they put bolts through the tires for instead of studs because they're much longer. And he was getting too much traction because he couldn't slide it. And like when he nailed the gas on a straightaway, he'd leave a rooster tail of about 40 or 50 feet of ice. So he ended up cutting off 2 rows of those bolts just to get it to slide properly.
Was that a Mustang, Lauren, or
it's a Mustang?
Yeah. But as you can see, nobody could keep up.
Look at that! Look at that! I like that view from way up top, Lauren.
Yeah.
Looks like a lot of fun. That's for sure. A lot of fun.
They modify those drift cars so that you can steer a lot. The wheels will turn a lot sharper.
Oh yeah, much.
Now, Lauren, how long were you out there to get this footage?
Well, I've got a lot more than that, but I try and keep my videos short. Otherwise, people kind of lose interest. And but I was about there. I was probably out there about 3 or 4 hours.
Oh wow!
So, yeah,
Yes.
and like people normally start arriving about 10 o'clock, and then there's a lot of them that stay right until the sun goes down. So.
Oh wow!
So were there any bad things that happened? Any crashes or nobody went through the ice? It's just too solid, right?
Oh yeah. We wouldn't be out there. And like, there's a couple of guys that arrive early, and like this happens every Saturday and Sunday. And there's a couple of guys arrive early and check the ice, and nobody goes on the lake until they check the ice. So.
Yep.
How do they check the ice, Lauren?
Chainsaw. They just take the chainsaw and run the blade straight down.
Right.
Yeah, thinking about it.
Yeah.
Wow.
What am I looking for? There it is.
Look at Johnny's comment. That's how people in Louisiana drive in the snow.
You know, we had snow today. It's the first significant snow we've had all year today.
Oh, really?
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Marcus, it was 77 here today, the warmest day of winter. So I'll
Wow.
let you keep that snow, brother.
And a week ago, you were buried, huh?
Yeah.
There, Ron.
Got it.
There. Okay, this is the second track. The first track was just an oval, but this is one of the second tracks.
Oh wow.
And you can see that there's some people out there.
Yeah.
Look at that. Man.
It's a nice shot.
There, that's the oval. That's the one where I was chasing everybody.
Mm-hmm. Is that a bridge in the background?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is all the same reservoir?
Yep. Where this is, and like this goes back probably about maybe a quarter mile. This is the small part of the reservoir, right? And then once you get here, the out in this area, then it goes down about probably 5-10 miles. So
What river feeds that?
Bow River.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, great shot.
Oh, thanks.
Now that's different, Lauren. Great video, really.
Yeah.
Very
Lauren,
cool.
we don't have anything like that in South Jersey, because if you took your car out nice in South Jersey, you'd probably be at the bottom.
Yeah. Well, what made me think of this was Johnny flying in the snow last week.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, Johnny, you graduated. Come on up and chase some cars with
There
me.
you go. There you go, Johnny. Yeah. Now you're like a snow expert now, Johnny.
And as you probably guessed, like we normally do that. It's usually between probably -3 and -10 Celsius. So
Okay. Yep.
Wow. Great.
Press
Great
one,
footage,
press
Lauren.
one.
Yeah.
Just to let everybody know, I can't see the chat, so if anybody's making any comments.
Okay, we'll if anybody asks you a question, Ray, we'll read it out loud. Hey, I got topic 13. I meant to read it with the Super Bowl. This just came out the other day. This is me saying, don't fly your drone at the Super Bowl. As Super Bowl LIX approaches, the Federal Aviation Administration, better known as the FAA, has designated the Caesars Superdome and the surrounding areas in New Orleans as a no-drone zone to ensure the safety and security of attendees and participants. Unauthorized drone operations in these restricted zones can lead to severe penalties, including drone confiscation and fines up to, you hold on to your hat, DeMarco, $75,000 and potential criminal prosecution. So, Ray, what do you think of these penalties they put in place?
Well, I think it's good. It's good, and I really thought it would be coming down. That's for sure. But I can tell you right now, guys, there will be one or two at least.
Well, Ray,
I
Ray,
put
here, I'll
money
say
on
this.
it.
There's only one
Let's
perpetrator, right?
Put some money on it.
There's only
No,
one
no, Ray.
perpetrator,
I
right?
am sure that there'll be some idiots that know the
Exactly.
rule and break the law, break
Right.
it.
Are you
And
saying,
there'll be people
Johnny?
that have no idea.
Yep. You're
There'll,
absolutely
there'll
right.
be people who are 30 miles out or 20 miles out, and the kid wants to fly. Oh, sure, let's go. And next thing you know, the FBI is rolling up on him. It's gonna happen.
And it needs to. And make examples of them, you know. But the problem is that part of it is retailers don't inform the buyers that there is actually regulations.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I've been pushing hard because, like most of our dealers, okay, not retailers but dealers, most of our dealers have signage in their stores explaining the regulations. But things like Best Buy and stuff like that, they have nothing, right? And they need to start putting up signage.
What about the manufacturers, Lauren? They've got a responsibility too.
Well, they do, and my opinion would be that they should include in the box a piece of paper that says "check local laws." Right?
Yep. Yep.
Would,
Definitely. Yeah. So anyhow, like they said, like you guys all said, Super Bowl, all this stuff here. I mean, how many people can afford a $75,000 fine? But somebody will do it. Somebody will get in trouble.
you know, the hell with the regulations during Super Bowl. I'm going flying. I don't care.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's my Super Bowl too, right? Yeah. Yeah. So just folks, enjoy the game. Turn the TV on. Leave the drones in the drone cabinet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, you'll get plenty of top-down views from the NFL official drone that's allowed to fly around.
Right. And we're going to see that too. I think that's cool that they fly the drones inside the stadium.
Yeah, the official NFL drones.
Yes, with the proper authorization. Yeah.
On that note, I got a friend of mine that is this close. He's been doing a lot of professional sports and stuff, flying in the stadiums and stuff like that. And he says chances are this year will be some of the first drone footage from NHL. He's been doing WHL hockey indoors, and he did a promo with the NHL on this last weekend. And he said right now they're really close to making it a regular thing for the NHL. So
cool.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, get some new interesting shots.
Kudos to him. Yeah, that's great.
I usually give the DroneNation deal of the day up top, but it kind of came in late today. Marcus let me know about it too. Did you all impose a tariff on Lauren for being on the show tonight? Ken, the
thanks, Noble.
They got suspended for 30 days. So,
I'm not paying
Yeah,
it.
we're paying. Yeah, Lauren's up, but we have to pay it. But again, I was saying the DroneNation deal today. We usually get at the beginning, but this one's a little late. The DJI Mini 4K is back on sale for only $239 over at Amazon.com. I have the DroneNation affiliate link right down below number 12 there if you want to go over and click that link and get yourself a drone. And you might as well get it now because in 30 days you may have to pay an extra 10% or whatever. So grab it now. And these sales, these sales don't last forever, right, Marcus? So
no, they don't. It's cheaper than the Spectre Mini right now, Ron. The Spectre is $269. So yeah,
right. And that was a story I had from the beginning, and this kind of goes against that because I said Marcus, after all his time trying to find a drone that can match his DJI Mini drones, he finally found a rival to the DJI Mini drones. It's called the Spectre Mini. And Marcus did a full review of it just the other day. It's on his YouTube channel. Go over and check it out. And you were very pleased with the performance of this drone.
I kind of had a good feeling about this one, Ron. It felt very familiar to me for some reason. Yeah, it's essentially the Mini 4, and it comes out of the same factory, of course. What I thought was really interesting about it, though, there is no branding on that drone anywhere. Not on the battery, not on the drone. The only place you can see Cojito or Specta is when you open up the little battery door and you read the little sticker with the serial number on there. The only place you're going to see it.
Laura, have you had any experience with these Cojito drones?
No.
Okay. Yeah. So anyhow, DroneNation deal of the day right now. It's better to get the Mini 4K because it's $239 and the Cojito is what, like $299 now or something?
$269.
$269. So you might as well get the DJI and save $30. But if the Cojito was $219, you would just grab that, right, Marcus?
Yeah. So it's funny you mentioned that, Ron, because just yesterday, for a while, the Specta was on there for $219, and then it changed pretty quickly. So that's the thing about Amazon. They change those prices often. So you kind of got to be.
Yeah, if you see a tremendous deal like $219, just don't put it in your cart and just sit there. You better act on it.
So, Rod, one more point here. You can get the Mini 4K Fly More combo, and that is something that you cannot get with the Specta Mini.
Right.
They do not offer a Fly More combo
right.
Like the Mini 4K. But it is also on sale, so it's marked down from $449 to $379.
Good deal.
Yeah.
So, folks, there's some good deals out there on mini drones, and we hear rumors of what's that little drone you reviewed it last year? The number two version's coming out. The Potensic Atom. The
Atom. Yeah, I just got it out yesterday and did a firmware update on it.
The second one's they've already got a lot of publicity shots out on it.
Well, I've heard that. I actually pinged my my Potensic rep,
Ooh.
and I haven't heard a word back. So, of course, it is the Chinese New Year.
Yeah, you won't hear back for a few weeks. So, I'm gonna go to Ray here. Ray's been on it for a while, and there's been a lot going on with the South Florida drone meetup. And let me get my thing here. The South Florida drone meetup is on April 5th. Jesup Beach Causeway. And Ray, you've been doing a series of videos where people have been sending in
I tell you,
for the meetup.
It seems like I get a box every day, every other day now.
Wow.
But, we appreciate all our sponsors. We really do. We got quite a few again this year, and there's no doubt in my mind it's going to be another great South Florida drone meetup. And I can't believe it's the 5th year, really.
You should have got a box from Idaho today, Captain Ray. You haven't seen that?
Oh, no, it was delivered? I didn't get it yet. Maybe it's at the door. I haven't checked since 5 o'clock.
Okay.
All right, good. Well, thank you. And Marcus, we appreciate your support. We really do. But I will do an unboxing when I receive it. That's
all right, no worries.
I'm having fun doing these little unboxings, and I think the people enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great to have the support of all our sponsors, really. But we got, like I said earlier, we got 133 people on the list, and we only had 3 cancellations. So it's going to be another great meetup, really. Good. And don't forget, Friday night is a meet and greet on the 4th at Sticks Billiard Club. And Bill Ronayne and Sticks, they do a great job with that. We all have a good time.
Food is really good.
Put out some food for us and some hors d'oeuvres or whatever you want to call it, and they really treat us good. And the pool sharks come out, and play some billiards, And then we have our main day of flying on Saturday, and Sunday we have a second day of flying over at Dolman Beach. And then we finish it up with a fishing trip on Monday morning, which we have 7 people signed up for that so far. But it's going to be another great meetup, guys. And thank you all who are coming. And if you're not coming, you can just surprise us. But I think we're just about out of rooms at the Hampton Inn and Suites, the official hotel. But you can try calling them, call the desk direct to get that discounted rate of $139 for a room, $149 for a suite. And usually they squeeze in a few more. So,
and Ray, today
and
is
it's
already
free. It's free to come.
Yeah, the tickets are free. And Ray, today is the 3rd already, and the meetup's the 5th. So Ray, we're only like 2 months away. It's coming up fast.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, 61 days. I checked this morning, and
but who's coming?
Before we know it, really.
We're going to miss you, Lauren. No kidding. I'm serious about that.
With the exchange rate, there's no way. It's just like stupid crazy.
Yeah.
Yes, we will. We will miss you, Lauren. No doubt about it.
Well, thank you.
And Lonnie,
Thank
too.
Yep.
Yeah, and Miss Lonnie too. Yeah, it was great to see you guys last year, and hopefully they get some of this exchange rate and tariffs settled up, straightened out by next year.
Yeah.
But Ray, thanks for that preview, and like I said, it's come up fast, and I'm glad you're putting out these videos because Ray, every year I go to the meetup, I come home, I start posting videos, pictures, I always get comments. Oh, when was that meetup or whatever? I didn't know anything about that meetup. No matter how much we promote it, somebody always makes that comment on a video. Oh, I wish I knew about that meetup.
And I have to add this too. We got quite a few coming from Vegas too.
Oh, Vegas, okay.
I know Bob Dempsey and Audrey are organizing that South Florida drone meetup.
Oh, we forgot about the drone cruise, yeah.
And that's happening right before the meetup itself out of Puerto Rico. And I know, Marcus, you're going on the cruise. You and
Darn right. Yeah, Barkley and Jenna are going as well. Bob Dempsey's got it organized. He's got all the rules down. We had a Zoom meeting the other day with the people on the Virgin Cruise Lines. They're absolutely thrilled to have us bring our drones with us.
Wow.
We've got to check them in. They don't want us to have them on the ship, but we'll check them in. But then when we go off the ship, they'll have them available for us. And it's going to be great fun. And Bob has checked all the regulations and all the stops we're on. And the only one I think we'll struggle to fly at is Barbados. So, hey, we'll miss one island. Big deal.
Right.
And Barbados coming flat out on anyways, not as seeing something. Ray, were you able to take your drone on your cruise?
Well, I did. I took a drone on a cruise over to the Bahamas one time. I put it in my carry-on. It went right through, no problem. And I had received my permission from the Bahamian FAA, the CAAB it is. And I had my letter, my email. It's an email. And when you get to the Bahamas, you have to actually declare your drone.
Oh.
And I did that. I showed these security customs guy my drone. He checked it out. He saw my authorization and he let me go. So it was good. I got my flight in the Bahamas. So I was happy.
Nice.
Yeah, man. Hey.
Cool. But not on this recent cruise you went. You didn't take.
No, not on the no, not that one. I was going to bring it in. I chickened out at the last minute.
Yeah, Barkley's right. Barbados is boring anyway. It'd be a beautiful place not to fly a drone there. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Barbados is nice. It's just not as beautiful as some of the other locations they're visiting on the cruise. Hey, we brought up tariffs slightly here, and one of my questions: will the new tariffs raise the price of drones in the U.S.? And before we get into that, Lauren just let me know before we got on the air here that the tariffs for Canada and Mexico have been suspended for 30 days.
Right.
So, and hopefully they can kind of work out things in those 30 days to not have them.
Well, I'm glad they did because I think it was kind of unfair to say that like we've got all these problems with you guys, but we're not going to give you any time to fix it. We're just going to penalize you right away. Well,
right.
Tell us the problem, give us an opportunity to fix it. And I think that's what the 30 days is all about,
Right.
Exactly.
But what we're talking about here is like, it's a 10% tariff on China, and China didn't get theirs suspended, did they?
Not so far.
So then tomorrow, unless the Chinese drone maker eats, I'll say just DJI, unless DJI eats the 10%, your drone is $239 is going to be that's an extra $46
$24.
more expensive drone is going to be tomorrow if that kicks in.
Yeah.
I'm dead at 20%. 10% is going to be like $24 more. Sorry.
I would think there's going to be a deal worked out there too. I would think so.
So you don't think drones are going to go up in price because of tariffs?
Well, I think the tariff. Well, again, I don't know what's going to happen. We don't know, but I think it's all going to be worked out in the end. I really do.
DeMarco, what do you think? You think our drone prices are going up with these tariffs on China?
Oh, definitely going up. We'll see. You know, like we don't know what it's going to be on the Mavic 4 yet, though. But like we'll see it with the other drones. Right when you were saying that, I was like, shoot, I should have bought a 3S before. I should order it right now.
Yeah.
Well,
you still got until midnight.
Seriously, DeMarco, I'm telling you, not a bad idea.
Yeah. You're right when you were saying
If you
that.
want one, yeah.
Again, you got until midnight. Hey, did you see Jim's drone comment here? If tariffs on Kanas start looking for generators.
Hey, I said this earlier during the chat. So the tariffs from the last time, they're still on, right? Or no?
Right. But
China?
it seems like DJI ate those taxes from years ago, and the drones didn't go up.
Okay. All right.
I mean, it seems like whether they'll do it again is anybody's guess. Jim said also fill your tanks up. He means U.S. people fill your tanks up.
Shoot, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, there's a lot of aspects to it all. We don't want to get into all that on this show. It's a drone show, but with regard to drone tariffs, certainly if there's a 10% tariff on Chinese goods, why would DJI eat it? I wouldn't expect them to, right?
Well, they've eaten so much already. I can't see them continue.
Right.
Right, Lauren.
Yeah.
So
actually, somebody was saying China has yet to respond. Latest I heard is they are looking at 75% tariff on US. So
I agree with Steve. I agree with Steve Janess there. His last comment. 100%.
Yep. And Mexico's next.
True. Very true.
So anyhow, we'll see. We'll see. I guess I'll start prices of drones tomorrow and see. I'll go to DJI's website tomorrow morning and see if we see any price differences for the U.S. Johnny says he doesn't think that will go up. I hope Johnny's right.
So Johnny, I know that's been Johnny's position for a while, but I'm kind of with Lauren. They've eaten a lot of the last round of tariffs. I mean, we didn't see prices on our drones go up much on that last round, and so that all surely then was absorbed by DJI. How long would they continue to do that? I mean, there's got to be a point.
Steve says, if we purchase a drone in Canada, do we have to declare it at the border?
I don't know why you wouldn't. I'm sure you would.
Yeah.
You have to declare your purchases. Yeah.
So, let's see what's still on the. Here's something on the thing. Jim Anderson, who I don't know if I've seen Jim in here tonight. Jim's a fan of the show. He's in here a lot of weeks. I've been kind of doing my usually the end of year clip. I did my beginning of year clip. I've been cleaning out my email box, and Jim sent an email into us a couple months back in October. We were talking about return to home performance. Like Marcus always talks about, like the Air, the Air 3S had great return to home, right, Marcus?
It does, yeah. I'm updating the Air 3 as we speak.
Oh, the Air 3. Oh, yeah. I did the firm update recently.
Yeah, I haven't fired mine up in a while, so
Jim sent a little video in to show us some return to home. Everybody likes return to home, right? This is on a little bit bigger scale than what we're used to, though. And Ray has some experience with these SpaceX things.
Yeah. I mean, they're doing so many launches now from Port Canaveral.
Keep
Cape
watching.
Canaveral.
Keep watching.
This is so cool, really.
You know, that would be the dream job to fly a drone at SpaceX.
Wouldn't that be cool? Yeah.
This is
Hey, let's have
actually
return to home, guys.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but he could get in a lot of trouble because I think he was flying BV loss.
Yeah.
There's actually a launch early this morning. Yeah.
And Ray, you saw some SpaceX and rockets and whatever when you were on your cruise, right?
Yeah, it was right there. We left out of Port Canaveral, and the SpaceX booster, that's where they keep it stored for a number of days afterwards. And we got to see it up close, and the landing barge was right there. And actually, the landing barge left while we were on the ship at port before we departed. And it was cool. There was another SpaceX vessel there. I guess an assist, ship, and it was good. It was great seeing all that SpaceX.
That was you were just departing port, huh?
Yeah, and it was nice depart. That's the first time I departed from Port Canaveral on a cruise, and I have to say it was a little further drive to get there, but the parking and everything went smooth. There was no traffic, no Miami or Fort Lauderdale traffic to deal with.
Yeah.
So it all went really, really great.
That's good. Hey, Jim Anderson is here tonight. Jim says the ultimate return to home for the
that's for sure,
SpaceX
Jim. That is for sure.
Thanks a lot, Jim, for sending that in. I'm sorry I'm 3 months late in showing it, but you know what they say, better late than never, right?
So Jim is in Washington State, I believe, Vancouver, Washington. When did he get out there to take that picture?
Well, maybe he was down there for the Florida drone meetup.
That could be, yeah.
So I think we've covered everything on the agenda tonight. Does anybody have anything that they'd like to talk about that we didn't bring up?
I do, Rod.
Okay,
There was a subject that you told me not to forget about.
Okay. Yeah. Good.
Earlier, and it has to do if you've got a DJI or any kind of smart controller.
Mm-hmm.
And I ran into it. I sold my Mini 3 Pro the other day to a local gentleman. He got it home. Of course, I took it out of my account. Right? You always want to take your drone out of your account when you're selling it. But when he fired up the controller would not connect to the drone because it still thought it was mine. So what you need to do is you can reset your controller to factory settings. And so I gave him those instructions, and he did. He reset the controller to factory settings, and he was fine then. He was able to register it all in his name. As a matter of fact, he was with the Idaho State Police, Captain Ray.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and really a nice guy, retired. But anyway, we were able to get him all set up. So I guess what I'm trying to say is if you're selling your smart controller, do that factory reset before you sell it. That way, whoever buys it won't have any problems.
Yeah. Good advice, because I sold a Mini 3 Pro, and I had logged out of this smart controller, but somehow when I was test flying for the guy I bought it, it was logged out, but yet when he got it home, it was logged back into my account again. So, but Marcus says, always remember to do that factory reset.
So the other thing that I'll say is when I sold that drone, and Lauren, maybe you can help me with this. So when I removed it from my account on my iPhone, not on the smart controller. Should I have done it on the smart controller instead of my iPhone?
Chances are you didn't have your smart controller hooked up to the internet, right? So it didn't get a chance to update. So chances are I would have done it on the smart controller.
Yeah, I think
your phone has got more opportunity to connect to the internet.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right.
What I'm showing you here, this is just a 360 that I did out at the ice racing place.
Nice.
But you can see like just how many people there's out on the ice, right?
Wow. Yeah.
And
That's some good ice.
yep, yeah. But and all the nice light spots.
Alberta ice.
Yeah, all the nice light spots. We call those the ghosts of Ghost Lake.
That's so cool.
That is awesome, man.
So there's that bridge you're talking about.
Can people ice
Ron.
skate out there too in the winter, Lauren?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But that's a good shot of the road course there too.
Yeah.
But usually there's a third one down here, but right down at the very end there is usually a third track. And but the problem was that the ice wasn't quite thick enough yet down there. So
How do they make those tracks, Lauren?
guy comes out with a grader.
Okay.
Okay. Yep. How about the ice fishing? Is the ice fishing good on that lake?
Oh yeah, ice fishing. They
Yeah.
do that all over on the other side of the bridge. Like if you can see, I don't know if you can see my cursor there, but there's a bunch of vehicles lined up here. That's all people that are out ice fishing.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Well, there's one guy there as well. And these guys are ice fishing here. This guy here is ice fishing.
Yep.
Actually, there's a couple of them there ice fishing, and then those guys are ice fishing too. Oh, plus back, and there. So yeah, there's quite a few guys out ice fishing.
Sure.
A lot of people, and I'm sure it's the same in Alberta, Lauren, but a lot of folks around here, they'll buy a snowmobile just exclusively so they can go out ice fishing, because the ice can be a lot thinner. They can ride it out in the middle of the lake and drill a hole and do some fishing.
Hey, Lauren, Jim's Droning has a question for you. He said, "Nice, Lauren. Is that the X4?" I assume
No, I think
he means the Insta360 X4.
No, I think he means using the 4x zoom lens. No,
Okay.
that was just the main lens.
Oh, I thought he meant the Mavic 4.
Yeah, I thought you meant the X4 because of the 360 shot at one point you had up there.
Yeah.
How did you get that 360 shot, Lauren?
How?
Yeah.
Just with the Mavic 3.
Hit the spare button, Ron.
Oh, yeah. Lauren almost made a Freudian slip there.
And Johnny, yes, you do need a permit to ice fish.
Oh, yeah, John.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, permit. Yeah. Okay, you got a 360 shot. Jim's a big 360 guy. He's got all the 360 equipment.
Yeah.
So
Johnny wants to know if he can hunt crayfish when the ice is over the river.
I got a question for Jim. What program do you use to look at your 360s on your computer?
I think Jim may use the Insta360 desktop app.
Okay.
Because I hate to speak for him, but he's made videos about it that he's.
Well, for anybody that wants a good viewer for a PC, I use one that's called FSP Viewer.
Okay.
And like that's what we were just looking at that 360 with, was that viewer.
Okay. Yeah, because the one thing about you can capture 360 on a few devices now, but it's hard to actually get that 360 video or pictures in a format that you can show on social media.
Right, and that like I say, so you use that FSP Viewer, and you can use it at home, but then when you upload it, you've got to make sure that you have proper dimensions so that the wherever you're uploading it to has to be able to support 360 videos.
Right.
But things like Facebook and stuff, you have to use a 2-to-1 ratio.
Okay. I know Facebook's better about 360 photos than some other social media sites. Hey, Jim's Drones confirming he does use the Insta360 Studio desktop app to convert his 360 stuff over.
Yeah.
Even if you're not using even if you use somebody else's 360, it'll still work in Insta360's app, even if it's not their camera.
So I've used oh gosh, I'm trying to remember the Adobe Photoshop
Right.
for stitching together panos. Now I've never tried it with a 360, but I have no reason to think that it wouldn't do it. I know it does well. Like I'll give you an example. I like the little DJI mini drones, like the Mini 4K and the Mini 2. When you take a pano, you have to. It doesn't just automatically stitch it together like it does with the more expensive DJI drones. You actually have to go into the app, the Fly app, and then you have to have you better not have deleted those files off of your drone, etc., and it'll stitch them together. So I've been in that position before where I didn't do that, but I still had all the pictures. So I was able to take those into Adobe, and it stitched them together no problem. It looked beautiful.
Steve Jeunesse says from Vermont, he said he flew an ice fishing tournament this weekend. Lots of vehicles on the ice as well as snowmobiles and ATVs. I hope you got some nice footage of that, Steve.
Very cool, Steve.
And Ray, is Steve confirmed for the South Florida Drone Meetup this year?
Yeah, he's coming. We got his packages, the Vermont maple syrup, and he added some Vermont maple candy also.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Thank you to Steve, really.
Johnny said he thinks Lauren photoshopped all that ice in there.
Hey, Johnny, real simple. Just come up and I'll show you.
He couldn't hack it, Lauren. He couldn't hack it.
Johnny's still digging out from the snow last week, right, DeMarco?
Yeah. And it's all gone too.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of that, hey, thank you, Johnny, for the shirts.
Thank you, Johnny. Yeah,
Hey.
Johnny, they're beautiful shirts, Johnny. Beautiful.
Johnny fixed us up, man. He's
Yeah,
a good dude.
they're the best shirts I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Second.
Nice.
Maybe, who knows? Maybe Johnny will throw a couple of them in the giveaway for the meetup.
A dozen.
No pressure, though, Johnny.
Yeah.
I said maybe. Yeah. Possibly.
Sorry about that. I meant to say 2 dozen. Sorry.
There you go.
Yeah, we'll give everybody $1 that'll wear one.
Well, I'm going to head out, gentlemen.
Well, thank you so much for coming on, Lauren, and
Thanks for
sharing
having me.
Something about the ice racing and how to do it. If anybody wants to learn how to chase those drift cars in the ice, can hit Lauren up for some advice.
Yeah.
And keep warm up there. Lauren's been extreme cold lately, right? Even
Yeah.
for you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like I say, right now it's about minus 28 Celsius. So,
Oh, my
Well,
Lord.
I know a place in Jensen Beach is a little bit warmer than that, right, Ray?
Yeah, that's for sure, And Lauren, you're welcome. Last minute, just get on a flight and join us,
Well, I'd be there in a heartbeat if the exchange rate wasn't so bad, but it's basically cost me 50% more to
Yeah.
come.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on with
Thanks,
us, Lauren.
Appreciate it. Always
Thanks.
great
Thank
having
you,
you on.
pleasure
Thanks,
being
Captain
on
Red.
here as always. Thanks, guys.
Goodbye. Steve said he's going to post a long draft video on his channel, my channel. So, well, guys, is that about it? We're going to wrap it up.
I think we
Thanks
can
for
wrap
the
it up.
invite, Ron and Marcus and DeMarco. It's always a pleasure being on with you guys. I think the world of you. And DroneNation is, in my opinion, the best live stream on right now. So keep up the great work. I've been watching you guys for years. I've learned so much from you, and it's just great that you do this. I look forward to it every Monday night. Cheryl knows. 9:00. I'm busy.
Well, thank you, Captain Ray.
Yeah,
That's
thanks, Ray, for saying
wonderful.
that.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
thank
Hey,
you.
Ray, who do you have on this week on your show?
Well, actually, there's not going to be a show this week because I'm getting on a flight to go out and visit my son in California. His birthday is
wow.
Thursday night.
Wow.
And we're going to be out celebrating his birthday on Thursday night. So
That's great.
Happy birthday to him.
Now, is your son anywhere around those wildfires?
No, he's 35 miles south of the
Oh,
wildfire.
close to San Diego.
I got a
Well,
question.
he's in southern Los Angeles, but again, he's not in any danger, and they got it all under control now anyway. Thank God.
Which is good. I
Good.
have a question for you, Captain Ray. So it seems like every time I turn around, I hear about somebody else donating a DJI Neo to the South Florida Drone Meetup. How
Just
many
happen to have
Neo?
one right here?
Yeah. How and I think you were going to buy one too, right? I think, as I recall. How many Neos are going to be given away? Or can you even
Well,
say?
I'll tell
Or
you.
do you want to say?
You know, we shall see, but right
Okay.
now we got three. We got three right
Three
now,
at least.
so,
Okay.
yeah.
That's huge.
And I mean, you know, again, you know, I mean, I had the Neo, not my, you know, not my favorite drone, but it's a good drone for somebody to win that drone. I mean, you know, what I can say about that drone does exactly what it's supposed to do. That drone performed exactly like it's meant to perform.
And it's very versatile. I think the secret sauce to the Neo is how versatile it
The
is.
most versatile drone ever, right? There's no other drone that does all that stuff.
We had a little meetup, mini meetup here
Oh,
in
yeah,
Boynton
talk about
Beach
before
last
we go
week.
talk about the Boynton Beach meetup.
And I tell you, one of the new guy, the first time he joined us, this gentleman named Mark, he had his Neo and he was demonstrating flying it, and I was filming him a little bit. But it looks like a cool little drone.
He
Really.
was flying it with a controller. He was flying with a controller too. I saw that.
I hope you win one, Captain Ray.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, Captain Ray never wins because you have to let somebody else call some out so you can win something.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, definitely.
Make Johnny call the prizes out for a while. And that meetup, you demonstrated one of Alex Escardo's secret tricks where he put the vertical, the drone going up, and he had the camera underneath it.
Yep,
You
that
know,
was
like-
a nice little trick he taught me. Really, I
Hey, I
enjoyed
got
that.
one more question, Captain Ray. Our friend Mike, Profiling Evil, have you
Yes.
ever talked him into coming to the South Florida Drone Meetup?
I invite him every year, you know, and he's a busy guy. Even though he's retired, he's still very, very busy. You know, he's a consultant on
A
Court
lot.
TV and a few of the other shows.
Right.
And I hope he does come. I'm just so glad that he took up drone flying now.
I would love to
And
meet him.
he's been using the drone in his videos on
Right.
Profiling Evil.
Yeah.
So, but I hope he does make it 1 year anyway.
Yeah. Thank you for introducing me to him. He's a fascinating guy.
Yes, he is. I was watching his video just prior to you guys tonight. Yeah.
How many people did you have at the Boynton Beach meetup?
8 were there. Yeah, we had 8. Yeah.
Yeah,
A nice little.
of course, I saw Al and Alex and
Yeah, we had Al, Alex, Hans. Then we had Ken Nida, Ken Gottlieb, this new gentleman, Mark.
was TJ there?
No, TJ couldn't make it.
He had to work, huh?
He had to work that day.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, okay, guys. I want to thank everybody in the chat who joined us, supported the show tonight. Of course, a lot of great comments and questions and so on. And Jim, thanks. Steve, thanks. He posted his video that he talked about. The links in the chat if you want to check out Steve's new video. And Steve will be attending the meetup this year. We got lots got a chance to meet him. Last year, so I'm glad to see you back. And we need to get Jim's drone down there some year too. I know he's from Kanas, so he's facing the same problems that Lauren is, but I'd love to see Jim's drone down there at the And Ray, you heard us on that show. We invited our good friend Steven Sutton to come to the South Florida Drone Meetup.
I know. We'd love to have Steve come all the way from Finland.
But that would be great to have him.
He's a busy guy.
Hopefully, he has a drone show over here some year around that time where he's here anyways.
Exactly.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah. It would be.
Yeah. All right. We will. Well, Ray, you have safe travel on Thursday. I mean, especially with all this stuff going on lately, safe travels up there.
I'll be flying out there, though. The Mavic 3 is coming with me.
You bet. DeMarco, you got anything for us on the way out the door?
Go Eagles.
Go
Come on.
Eagles.
Go
Marcus.
Eagles.
Well, this coming weekend, I've got a niece getting married in La Grande, Oregon, which is up in the mountains in La Grande or in Oregon, and so I'm
Wow.
definitely going to take a drone or two with me. So I'm hoping, depends on the weather, right? It could be snowing. If
Yes.
it's not snowing, I'll hopefully get some video there in the mountains.
Well, enjoy your time in Oregon then this
Sure.
weekend. Yeah, that sounds like fun. So only place I'll be going this weekend is the sofa for the Sunday at what 6:30. Getting the end of the sofa for the game.
What's that?
I hope your wedding's not on Sunday.
He doesn't care.
Yeah.
Good night, everyone.
We
Take
are
care.
the
I'll
Bears
see you next Monday.
shuffling on down, doing it for you. We're so bad.